Are you hip cats ready to finish up Chocobo Racing? Because my goodness, I am. I cannot even wait. I bet this last track is awesome. I bet it's like just crazy with the awesomeness. Because it's called Final Fantasia. Get it? Because it's Final Fantasy is the name of the series. Whatever. And then the track is called Fantasia. So they just kind of blended them together. My goodness, he had a crystal in his head all the time. What a twist! You guys didn't see it coming. Uh-oh. Black Mage is talking. That's not good. And he has a lisp. Or rather, a lithp. I wonder how he manages that, because he doesn't even have lips. So... Man, you remember the days when this kind of full motion video like really made a game? Like it was awesome to see the FMVs and stuff. We don't like care about it anymore because, I mean, whatever, but back in the day, this video would blow your mind. And I won't lie, it still does kind of blow my mind, so. Glowy lights! Which Final Fantasy is this from? I think it's from 5. But it has been years since I played 5. It is Fantasia, Realm of the Espers. The game has Espers and Magicite, but not a lot of music from Final Fantasy 6, which is too bad. And of course it's all Behemoth's fault that us lowly plebs were able to get into Fantasia in the first place. And here's our final character. Bahamut, Lord of all monsters and espers and whatnot. Even though his head looks kind of like a blue chocobo, but you know, whatever, we won't hold that against him. Now the ultimate spell, automatic, like the lowest form of it, hits everybody in the race. So it's pretty much a good fire and forget spell, which is okay. And let's see who the race gives me here before I start talking strategy. See who it puts me up against. And you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and finish it off with Chocobo. But it always seems fitting, since this is his adventure, that he gets to race the last level. Because I don't think I've used him very much. So, you know how it is. Let's see who it put me up against here. Oh good, I've got Goblin and Chubby Chocobo and Black Magician in the race. And I didn't get my rocket started. So, first thing you need to understand about Fantasia is there are no walls, and falling off the track sucks. So learn the track and don't drive into the hole. What is your problem? The second thing is that the whole track is bordered by Final Fantasy summon spells, espers and things. The third thing is, I fell off. The third thing about the track is... secret passage. But yeah, you know what? Even if you fall off the side there, the passage is still worth taking, because the lead is so great. That is the most useful secret in the whole game. The most secret little shortcut you can get. Ultimate spell. So, Chubby Chocobo, having him in the race with you is kind of a good thing. Okay, because especially in this track, because let's say you fire off an ultimate spell. It hits everybody, okay? So that means Chubby Chocobo gets an ultimate spell, which he then fires off and it hits everybody. So that does mean it hits you and that you spin out, but when you look at what actually happens, it means that you and Chubby Chocobo each get hit once with Ultima, but everybody else on the track gets hit twice. And once again, you've only got to beat Bahamut. So, Bahamut gets hit twice, that's a net gain for you. It works really well. And that was Goblin's Ultima 3 spell that he just launched off there. Almost lost control there. And that was Chubby Chocobo's Ultima 3 spell that he just got from Goblin. But you see what I mean? Is that means everybody got hit by those Ultima spells twice, except for me and Chubby Chocobo. So, kind of a little bit of strategy there if Chubby Chocobo is on your side of a race. Dash down this shortcut there because I missed it. I almost always miss that shortcut, but you know what? Even if you do fall in the hole, you still gain time. So, it's a very forgiving shortcut. Now, in case you hadn't noticed, Bahamut's special ability is Mega Flare. And there is no way that I'm aware of that you can dodge that. Reflect doesn't prevent it. The White Mage's barrier does not prevent it, and anytime his little special meter fills up, he can just make everybody else crash. And you can usually count on that happening about once per lap. On this track, at least. Yeah, see, it might happen one more time just before the end. He might get one more here. Let's live dangerously and dash around the curves. Oh, I should not have lived dangerously. That was a really bad idea. But it's okay, because Sid was hanging out in hammer space right next to me. And able to fix up my shoes. My awesome rocket shoes. Word! That's where Sid would live, too, in hammer space, because he uses a hammer in Final Fantasy IV. Come on, let me get into the, Oh, I'm pointing the wrong way. Now I gotta go around the long way. That went really badly for me. But you see all the espers off the side of the track? The Final Fantasy summon? Like, all the traditional summoned monsters. Like, you've got, Shiva over there. Is it Shiva or Shiva? I can't tell because I'm driving off the track. Come on, Brick Road, get with it. We got some carbuncles over around that turn there. And I'm going super slow now, so we got some fairies here. There's a unicorn. It's a good trade spot over. Here's all the carbuncles going on this turn here. Ram you with the lightning spell. Ifrit with the fire spell. Oh, this is the last lap. I got this locked up. Not a problem. If you even manage to hit that shortcut once, you're pretty much golden as far as this track is concerned. Beating Bahamut is not a problem, as long as you know the track. If you don't know the curves very well and you fall off the side over and over again, then you're in a lot of trouble. But Bahamut was only testing us to make sure that we were good guys, and we are, except for Mog. So now we have to sacrifice him by throwing him in the volcano from the previous chapter. That would be a great ending for this game. I would have loved to see that. But because we are such good friends, and because we are such experienced go-kart racers, Bahamut has decided to leave the doors of Fantasia open forever and rejoin the world of mortals. What a wonderful game. All the races of the world have come together for the bounty of good and justice and humans. I don't think Black Mage counts as a human, and Chubby Chocobo certainly doesn't. So that's it. There's no more racing. We saved the world through the power of go-kart racing. How wonderful. And then Bahamut shrinks down into a Jolly Rancher, or whatever the heck that was. I have no idea. Oh, but there's no pile of treasure, so Mog is like, that was a waste of time. That was stupid. Why did we do that? I think we should skin him and make White Mage like a nice shawl. Nice warm, like, winter coat. Ah, how wonderful. The soft, radiant glow of Fantasia leaks in through the ceiling to bathe the heroes in a healing light. Uh-oh. One exception. Aww. But you know, that is a happy ending, because Mog is disappointed. Which is fine, because he's a junkie, and nobody likes junkies. I don't know who that bird is in the air. He's not a character in the game. I want to know who he would have sold it to. Like... I don't know, there's like a supervillain taking over the world. Oh, here, have a Magicite crystal, but give me lots of gold. That would be dumb. And that's the end of the story. Oh, there's a credits roll coming, and it's a long credits roll. Not only is it long, but... Now, this airship seems to be powered by Chubby Chocobo's anal emissions. Okay, now look how he's plugged into the front of that plane. I don't know what's going on with it, but he doesn't look happy. So that's my guess, is that it runs off of the gases that emit from a fat chocobo. And there's that bird again, hanging out behind the airship like he did anything. Screw you, bird. That's the final chapter. Now, back in the 90s, every time you finished a game made by Square Enix... Well, it wasn't Square Enix at the time. My goodness, this is how far back we're going. It was just Squaresoft. Enix was still making Dragon Warrior crap. Nobody plays that. There's not a Dragon Warrior kart racer, so screw it. Nobody cares. But Square Enix always put these vocal tracks at the end of their incredibly long credit sequences. So now you all have to sit through it. Yeah. I'm gonna go make a sandwich, actually, so if you all will just excuse me and just go ahead and enjoy yeah, what's going on here. I don't know the lyrics of the song, or else I would sing it for you, along with the, whatever. But maybe it's for the best that I don't, then. I didn't actually need to make a sandwich. I had one in the fridge, so I just grabbed it. That's what happened. You go to Subway for lunch, you order a foot-long sandwich, you eat half of it, you put the other half in the fridge, so at 3 a.m. when you're making videos for YouTube, you have something to snack on, okay? This is something that's always struck me as odd about the Final Fantasy series. You have white mages, and they're often depicted as being very devout, praying and things, like Rosa in Final Fantasy IV had the pray move, and so on from there, but the Final Fantasy series never really focuses at all on religion. Religion is never a big part of those settings, until Final Fantasy X, I think, was the first one that really used that. So I don't know how you can really have a devout white mage class without anything to be devout towards. That doesn't make any sense, but hey, you know what? I love the artwork here. I love the art style. So it's definitely not a waste of time to watch the credits roll, in my opinion, of this game. He looks so happy. So Chocobo Racing, the whole kart racing fad, it's not as strong now that it was in the 90s, but a lot of kart racers were kind of also rans, if that makes sense. It's like Mario Kart has always been an exquisite game. It's always been very, very challenging and very fun. Excuse me, very fun, especially the multiplayer aspects of it. But the other kart racers that came out, they didn't exactly have Mario Kart's style of polish and balance. For example, this game, all the characters have special abilities, but many of those special abilities are just useless. Mog's Flap is no good. Barrier actually doesn't do that much for you when you're in a race. It's much better to focus on the racing aspect of the game than it is to focus on the items aspect, because the items aspect, they are random. You cannot control it. All you can do is deal with them as they pop up. But the racing aspect you can practice and get good at. So the characters who have racing abilities, like Chocobo, are the best. And that's exactly how it is in the Mario Kart games too. You want to use a car that controls well, that has a good top speed, And then you want to focus on maintaining the items that you do pick up at the front of the race, which in Mario Kart usually you just pick up like green shells and mushrooms. That's all you get if you're in first place. So that's why I usually try to aim for haste spells and reflect spells in this game, because if Goblin's in the race, he's going to steal them from you anyway. Haste is always a good thing to just fire off as soon as you pick it up, and then reflect, you can just hold on to it until either Goblin steals it or it blocks something from you. It's all good. It works. So it looks like we are coming up on the end of the pastel credits here. Guys, I really hope you've enjoyed watching Chocobo Racing. I don't know how readily available this game is if you wanted to try it out. I have a copy. Like I've owned Chocobo Racing pretty much as long as I've had a PlayStation. I mean, I've had this on my shelf for years. It might be on PSN. I don't know. I forgot to check. You might check that. You know, whatever. In which case, I would definitely grab it. Because then you could play it on PSP. That would be awesome. Hell yeah. That's a very derpy looking stance he's taking down the road. Sid, you weren't playable. Get out of the frame. No, don't get out of the frame. You're Sid. Sid is awesome. Bye, guys. Excellent. Oh yeah, you'll be seeing me again because I always play some Chocobo Racing. Game's awesome. Oh yeah, there's one last thing. It's going to give me a score. I guess the better you do in the races, you can get a maximum of 100 points. I don't think I've ever gotten 100. I usually get around the low 80s. Ugh, that was a really low 80. Herbal Durgle. But you can use those points to make a custom racer. So you can pick any of the racers. And I'm going to pick Chocobo because, whatever. And then you can pick a color for him. I like this black plumed Chocobo. Yeah. And then you can use those 80 points in this, the 5 aspects of your racer. And then you can test them out on the track. Like, you want to see what a... Check this out. This is awesome. This is what happens if you have a racer that has no points in anything. This is great. It doesn't make you keep it. Don't worry about it. It lets you go back and fix it later. But check this out. This is awesome. Top speed of like 70. Handles like crap. And you know what? You cannot drift at all. Check this out. Oh, you spin out automatically if you even just tap the brake button. So yeah, we are going to return to edit parameters. And we'll put some dots in our abilities there to make a racer who's worth using. That's right. Okay, so I've got 80 points. I think I could put 15 each, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm not good at simple math, but actually 16 each. Yeah, because I've got... There we go. That's a pretty well-rounded racer, so we'll just go ahead and save him. And what do you call a black-plumed Chocobo? You call him a Frocobo. Because he got a fro. Yeah. Not really. That's what you call the Chocobo from Final Fantasy 13 that lives in Saz's fro. But... put him on the memory card slot, and then from now on, if any of the other game modes, like a Grand Prix mode and thing, you can use your custom racer. So there you go. That's the end of Chocobo Racing. What? Warning? What is this mess? A challenger?